Hey, good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Mortgage Coach Tuesday morning coaching call, the industry's absolute best sales meeting every week. We do this event. My name is Dave Savage. I'm the CEO of Mortgage Coach, and it's an honor to lead this community of mortgage professionals that care, that are among the best 5% in the space. So before I bring in our special guest today, I really want everybody to just connect about your why. Why are you a Mortgage Coach member? Why do you use Edge? Why do you use RateWatch? I'm going to ask this question again towards the end. In the little question mark part of the GoToMeeting panel, you could put in, just fill in what is your why. As I did some prep for this call with Andy, I asked him this question, and he was really clear. I mean, it was amazing how concise you were, Andy, how quick you answered this question. I'm going to ask this to you as I bring you into the call, but I want other members who are on this call to really get clear on what's your why. Why are you here, and why do you use Mortgage Coach Edge? I also am going to be doing a quick poll right now. I want to know the most common loan comparisons that you are doing in the market. So this is an actual long list. The 5 that I'd like to get some feedback on, check which loan options, which mortgage comparisons are you doing the most. So if you could answer this question right now, I want to get it answered in 30 seconds or less. So let's get into the content. By the way, Andy, as you see these options that we put up, what would be your top 3 out of these that you do the most often?
I do the cost versus no cost. I do the 30 versus 15, and I do the cash versus mortgage. Those are the 3 I use probably the most out of these.
And is there anything on this that's not on this list that you do a lot of?
I do some ARM versus fixed right now, just because I have some people that are moving from out of state and they have some jobs like that. So I do the ARM versus fixed a lot, and that'd probably be the only one that I can think of offhand. But let me tell you, by the way, just on this cash deal, if I may, if you're not doing the cash versus mortgage deal, you are losing money, and you're losing money for your realtors. I just real quick on this, I did one just because I just did it this week. A millionaire, he had $5 million in net worth, was going to buy a $500,000 home for his daughter. He was going to pay cash. We, as usual, talked to the realtor and said, let's just have him talk to us. He now has a $400,000 loan on that, making him $50,000 a year because he was earning 14% on that money. And now he's going to buy another investment property for the realtor.
Got it.
So it's a major
Beautiful.
win.
Major win. You gave him some good advice. I'm sure he
all
appreciated
edge, all
it.
because of Edge. Yep.
Nice, nice. How often do you do the cost of waiting analysis for folks? Is that something you do often or with just specific people?
I do it on I do it for my realtors that have sellers that are on the fence. So I do that a couple times a week, probably. Just the cost of waiting. It's mostly for the sellers to sell because they may not be exactly where they want to be, more than the buyers, except that I do post it. I post my cost of waiting analysis on my fan page every couple of weeks, every 2 or 3 weeks. Just to push it.
Cool. Well, everybody, if you're not paying attention to what's happening in Mortgage Coach Social on our Facebook, we have a LinkedIn group, and this call will be recorded and will be on our YouTube channel. So every Tuesday, 9 o'clock, we're doing these coaching calls. Every Thursday, 9 o'clock, we're doing a training. And every Friday, we're doing a basic training. So don't miss out. And if you haven't already, subscribe to our YouTube page so that you get these alerts as we post the videos. Make sure you do it. So also want to encourage you, if you missed last week's call with Matt Dillinger, who's a real estate coach and a partner of Steve Harney, we really did a breakdown on the Challenger sale and what the Challenger sale and the book, the Challenger sale, means to loan officers and realtors. If you missed it, make sure you check it out. It was a great call. That's in the YouTube channel. I did want to, as I bring Andy into today's call, I did want to talk a little bit about a post that we put up on our Facebook page yesterday. A good mortgage coach leader who's a top branch manager in Washington State. He's got a team of mortgage coach users, Mr. Ryan Hills. He does just a great job of creating amazing video content. Andy, I don't know, do you ever watch Ryan's videos?
I have watched a couple of them, yes.
Yeah, he does a great job, I think.
Very solid, very class. It's first class.
Yeah, first class videos, and he's doing it to be a leader in his local community. He did a post from an article that was in Bloomberg talked about of all the jobs that could be automated out of business, had loan officers at number one, which, by the way, I don't agree. I don't think as an industry and the loan officer we have to worry about it if you're doing the right things. You know, I mean, there's no doubt automation is a threat, but if you, from my perspective as a mortgage professional, if you're doing two things. One, you're a great networker who's building amazing lifelong relationships with people so that you're a business source. It's kind of hard for automation to take you out. And two, if you're leveraging technology to deliver amazing advice and service to clients, kind of hard to take that loan officer out. I do think for the loan officers that are not leveraging technology like Edge, like video, like mobile, you're at a disadvantage. You will lose market share to loan officers like Mr. Andy Tuttle, and I'm really looking forward to, Andy, you kind of sharing how are you using technology, how are you using media to build a competitive advantage for yourselves. So before I bring Andy in officially into the call, I do want to get a little perspective. How many folks are providing Edge videos to your home buyers? So are you currently providing an Edge video to your home buyers? Let's give us a quick vote on this. Andy, how do you think this vote's going to go, by the way?
You know,
oh, hey, you know what? Hey, time out. Jacob, could you reload this poll? Because it is important. Andy wanted to find out how many people were doing it, and I pushed it too quick, and it's already gone, so I need an updated poll question. If you can speak up when it's been loaded.
No problem, Dave. I'll let you know.
Jacob, are you on the call, by the way?
Yep, I'll let you know as soon as it's in there.
Okay, cool. I'll have that up within a couple seconds. Andy, go ahead and say what you were saying.
Oh, I don't know, because how many people on previous calls do you know are using Edge on a regular basis?
It depends on the venue, the topic, but I mean we're now, well over 50% are using on a regular basis.
I would say half of those are going to use the videos, so 25%.
So you think
are using it regularly?
Right. Well, we didn't put in regularly. We put in, are you providing home buyers with Edge videos? So it'll be interesting to see. I would have a hard time betting that it would be north of the number that you said. So here is the poll question. Everybody, the faster we get to 70% of you have voted, the better. I'll be posting the results in just 1 second. So again, we're at 45% of you have voted. It will help us as we provide this content and provide this teaching if we know how the audience is voting. How many of you are doing this often with your home buyers? So think about it. Realtor gives you a lead. You ask them a lot of great questions so that you can provide them with some tailored advice, and you're doing that with an Edge video. Yes or no, are you doing it? 61% of you have voted. Let's get it over 70%. So by the way, I think we're both going to be pretty pleasantly surprised with the results, and the results are in. 51% said yes.
Hey,
so,
that's pretty good.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy about that. So good job to the mortgage coach community. For the 49% that said no, I think we're gonna give you a lot of reasons why you should be doing that, and you're going to learn a lot of other things. So I've brought Andy into the mortgage coach coaching call a number of times. He's become a good friend over the years. He's a great leader, not only as an individual producer, but he's brought us into the organization that he works at, and they've all become mortgage coach cultures. Andy has spoken at a lot of big events. His best practices are really becoming legendary. I mean, I think you're a great industry leader. The latest video that you've done, I think, has taken things to a whole new level. So when I think of Andy Tuttle, I don't think of just a loan officer. I don't think of just a mortgage coach. He's a radio show host. He's a new media leader, and he's someone that I think everybody on this call can learn a lot from. In preparation for this call, when I asked Andy, in an email, why do you use Edge? What's your why? I don't know. How long did it take you to write this response to me? Was this something you had to really put a lot of thought into?
That's weird. I put literally zero thought. I clicked reply because it was like at 8 p.m. last night, and I was like, blah, 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 and this is what came out. Because it just it's real simple to me.
Yeah, no, it's a great why. Again, one of my goals of today's call is for everybody on this call to get clear on your why. The more clear you are on your why, the more compelling that why is, the better you're going to do at delivering on it. So I think it bears repeating. It's, why does Andy do this? He does right by the clients. It makes me look good. It makes the realtor who referred me look good. It gets me more referrals because my point of sale presentation is so unique, powerful, and tells a story that my clients are proud to share. I mean, boom. So we've got a really clear why, and we've got a loan officer that executes that incredibly well. In terms of how some of the strategies that he's delivering in the marketplace, he does the home shopping sampler, the 15 versus 30, and the cash versus a loan. So Andy, I'm going to give you the screen because I know you've prepared some teachings, some ideas to share. And once you have the screen, why don't you share us some best practices and inspire us all to use video more?
Okay, I'll do it. Do my best. And just a fair warning, and while you're getting ready to share the screen, while we're prepared, oh, I see it. I tend to talk a little bit like a fire hydrant. Dave is always getting on me for that, but just you'll have to bear with me today. As usual, I have a little too much coffee, and I get excited about this stuff, so you'll have to forgive me. Okay, so let's do this, and then let's do this. Tell me when you see my screen.
Boom. I see your screen.
Okay, so you mentioned this earlier, Dave, and by the way, before I get started, would you queue up a survey question unless you already have it queued up? You asked about Edge videos, but I wonder how many people are using Edge mobile on a regular basis. Can you queue that question up?
Yeah, we'll have it up in a few, and I'll bring it into the conversation when it's up.
Cool, great. So like Dave mentioned about this, 98% or whatever probability of automation, it reminds me, and I read this article, and I agree, I don't think should be at the top of that list, but it reminds me when I went and did my continuing education a couple years ago. I was working at a bank, so I was just a registered loan originator. But then when you get out of that world, you got to get a license, an MLS number, which you have anyway, but you have to be more than registered. So I had to go through those classes and all that. And one of the teacher asked me one time when he was doing some survey, and he was talking about customers, and I said, yeah, my clients. And he said, whoa, you can't say clients. You can only call your borrowers customers. Now, did you know that, Dave? So he may be on mute. So here's the deal.
I did not know that. And by the way, I have pushed that survey. 41% of you have voted. Let's get it up. And I'll push the results. And Andy, you feel free to speak to it whenever you want to.
Cool, great. So what I found interesting is, we got this little dialogue. And I actually used Edge and Mortgage Coach. I said, well, look, I do a unique point of sale presentation. I take into account the whole financial picture. I'm referring them to an estate planner if they need it. We're getting involved with financial advisor, CPA, et cetera. And so at the end of that conversation, there was like 30 people in the room. He was like, well, if you do what Andy does here, you can get away with probably calling them a client. And so I thought that was really unique and powerful. And I guess my point today is some of the stuff we'll talk about and some of the stuff, you're on the Mortgage Coach, so you're already there. You're already doing a lot of right things. But maybe I'll give you a couple of ideas you didn't think about. That's my only hope there. But what I'd like to encourage you in is that when the rest of the industry that may become obsolete because of technology can only call their buyers customers because they're not doing anything over and above the junk that's been out there for decades, you can stand firm that because you use Edge and you use Mortgage Coach and you're listening and you're on these calls and learning new things, that you can justify calling your buyers clients, or at least can be more equipped to do so. I still do, and I'm proud to do it, and I'll fight that every day. So just a little bit of encouragement there. But here's how I think one of the best ways that you can not be obsolete. And Dave touched on it, right? We talked about it, video and technology and all those kinds of things. And we'll ask a couple more survey questions, but I'd like to go ahead and know before we get into this, has 70% of the people answered, Dave?
Yeah, we did get answers. I did post it. You probably didn't see it.
21%.
Yeah, no problem. 21% said 21 yes, 63 no, and 17% said, how do I do that? So obviously an opportunity to teach.
Great. So we're going to get into it. I love it. So okay, so I didn't write that note. So we'll talk about it. Perfect. Okay, so if you go back to my PowerPoint, because again, I can't see, I'm going to just go to the next slide. So one of the ways to do that in the main way, which we all know, which sounds a little bit redundant, build relationships. there's a lot of ways you can do that, right? And you've got great people on this. If you're not listening to guys like Jeremy Forchier, and actually I love guys been on recently who called up, and I was like, dude, I got to know you better, is Dan Keller. Some of these guys are just other great leaders in the industry. You've got to listen to these calls and go back. Dave's not kidding when he says it's really great content. It really is. So do that for yourself. That's investing in your business. But today we're going to talk about building relationships. Everything I do, and this is one of the slides I show my realtors, it's all built around three things for the realtor. That's what we're talking about. It's to increase their production, to decrease the time it takes them to produce, and increase their quality of life. And today specifically, I'm going to talk to you about how we help increase their production and how you can add more value to them through video and technology, through technology specifically. Okay, make sense? Dave, am I making sense so far? You're my
Makes all the sense in the world.
Okay, good. Here we go.
We can see your screen and everything's rolling.
Perfect, rock. So get back on mute. You can do your other stuff. So look, so here we go. A couple of things we do, and I'm just going to, this is a quick slide, and I partnered with a company that I'm very proud of, and we brought a lot of things to the table, and I love their innovation. But we have a marketing suite, a marketing strategy center. We do video production, and we'll talk about that. I've been passionate about that for years. Social media, sales training, offer a marketing catalog, and even some website design. So today specifically, I'm going to talk to you about video and one of the easiest ways you can do to get more relationships and add more value. And that is, let me see here, use Mortgage Coach. Okay, and I'm going to bring in a couple of emails. But we send this to every single client and CC the realtor. And Dave, you don't have to get unmuted, but if you can queue up a question, I would really like to know how many of you out there, and you can put a question in the box if you want, copy the realtor on the edge reports you send to your clients. I really think that's an important question to ask. Okay, Dave?
I'll have it posted, and I'm just going to push it. And when I push it, I said I've just pushed it, and I'll let you know the results. Keep on rolling.
Cool. Great. Thanks. So we literally send this to everyone with a link to download the mobile app while they're house hunting. And I'm going to show you an example of that if it'll let me bring it in here because I have it pulled up. So here's one, and I did this in a case study format. I'm literally going to take one client we've done this to so you can kind of see a flow and see her reactions on social media, how we've engaged back, and so hopefully it tells a story that you can take and learn something from. So hey, Val, and the Mortgage Coach options that we discussed, remember if you download the Mortgage Coach app on your iPhone or Android, blah, blah, you can do this if you need to get the numbers. Now, this is a copy I sent to Dave, but we send this to the client and CC the realtor every time so they see. And we do a video, and then we do the link. Now, you can do the video through Edge, which is awesome, and it's easy and simple and do it. I sometimes like to bring in the bond chart as well, and so I like to show them a couple other things with that, and so that's why I do screencasts. But the Edge by itself is easy, great, do it, set it and forget it, and you're done. But we do this, and so we send that on every client, right? Easy to do, doesn't take you any more time. And we keep this short because we're sending them another checklist with other stuff in it that's a little longer. We want to keep this sexy, keep it going, push them to the video. That tells the story. Okay.
By the way, I just pushed the survey. Everybody give us a 70% vote and keep on talking, and I'll pull it down in just a second and announce the results. We're at 30% have voted.
Great, great. Thank you. Okay. So, and this is why the mobile thing comes into play, guys. So this two things, one I can't show you because she did it in person. She was telling me this on the phone. She was at a party with her phone. She was so excited. And by the way, single women are the new boom, one of the new booms of buying homes. And so she's perfectly positioned. She's in her 30s. She's buying a home. She loves technology. And she had her mobile phone, no way she could have done this otherwise, guys, at a party, and she was showing it all around. I got stuff on Facebook I'll show you. Other people are like, oh, my gosh, that's so great. They love the party. I got feedback. I got a referral from her from that right away the next day, and she was proud of it. And then she ends up going from there, and she shows some stuff on Facebook that I'm going to show you right here as well.
So by the way, the results came in 66% yes, 34% no, and we can see your slide.
Awesome, great. So then let me show you kind of how the progression of this works, and Dave, you can always ask me questions to make sure I stay on track. But, so we did that, right? She's excited, right? We're getting buzz, the realtor's getting buzz. Let me tell you how the realtor gets more buzz. So then, this actually happened yesterday. This is the second time she's posted on my wall, and we've tagged, and we try to become friends with as many clients as we can on Facebook. right, and kind of connect with them there. And you can, categorize your own Facebook stuff. Listen to Dan Keller. He kind of, I think, tells you more how to do that too. But, so you don't have to see everything you post, but I don't mind that much. I'm pretty clean. But Valerie, she's like 1 month out from closing, not as scary as I thought. Can't wait to have a place that's mine. Rebecca's the realtor. She tags me. She tags my partner, my team LO. She tags, of course, Ebby. They're getting press. Oak, my company's getting press. It's been fantastic. Look at this. She's talking about the single ladies emerging. 26 likes as of this morning, right? She's getting pub. The realtor's getting pub. Everybody's winning on this deal. Does that make sense? And all because I sent a link with a cool video. And obviously we take care of her, right? But that's that presentation tool. They're proud to share it. They're going to do it, and you're going to get a bit of benefit from that. Okay, here's another way that as far as using Mortgage Coach. Okay, so that's I want to back up because I'll use this later. So that is one of the main ways we use Mortgage Coach. We have a powerful presentation. We use total cost analysis in a lot of different ways, and there's never a reason, guys. I want to have to beat on this drum just a minute. There's just never a reason not to use an analysis. Don't think, oh, this is a repeat client, it's easy. Oh, this is simple. I didn't need to do anything for that. Don't break the habit ever, 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 ever. It doesn't matter. Why should your repeat client or the simple refinance deal that they're not buying a home again? Why should you slack on that? Why should you lower the level of excellence? Right? If you set the standard for excellence and you send the expectation that no matter what, no matter how they come, they're going to get the best service from you, then you need to do that. And you shouldn't skimp on the services because you don't have time or you don't think they need it. Send it to them every single time, okay? I hope that makes sense, but I'm telling you, it's a game changer. Don't skimp. It's like the slippery slope. Then you start doing it when they just need a conventional versus an FHA. Then you'll stop doing it here, and before you know it, you'll only be doing it 20% of the time. And you'll wonder where the business went and why you're not getting as many referrals. Does that happen to you guys? If it has, if you're listening to that, go back to doing this every time, okay? Make sense? I hope so. Okay, so next slide here. Let me see, get over here. Do this. Perfect. All right, so a little bit of more marketing suite that we do for realtors. So besides the edge stuff, and I'm going to get back and show you how I do that as well, yes, I do invest a lot in my realtors. I pull from the sites, the mortgage industry sites that are out there and get some of their content. I create some of my own. But right now, what I think two of the hottest things are in your marketplaces for agents, because I believe, Dave, everywhere it's low inventory central, correct? Like everybody has low inventory problems, I believe. So that especially in my market, we have like one.
It's a big number. If it's not everybody, it's almost everybody.
It's almost everybody.
I was just confirming. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Great, great, great. And so one, I hope I answered the question before in the last slide of how the question of how do I do that. It's really easy. Look at the email that I sent, and you forward it to them. It's nothing. It doesn't take any time. They just copy paste the link in there, and they're good to go. It's easy, easy, easy to do. So the next thing we do, though, marketing. We do marketing suite for realtors. We do open house marketing. In fact, guys, I think a really great way for you to add value to your listing agents, right? Because you're like, well, geez, man, listing agents, man, how do I get them? Well, one great way to do it is to teach their buyer agents. So a lot of these listing agents, if they don't have teams, and a lot of them don't, even the ones that do, they don't necessarily, they're not pushing their buyer's agents to use you because it's out of sight, out of mind. So what I do is I've been holding classes, and I did 2 last week. I've got 2 this week, where I go very casually to their office and talk to the listing agent and do a value add for them, because they want to add value to their buyer's agents too. And here's the thing. When they're sending out their leads to their buyers, they're lowering their conversion rate typically because their buyer's agents aren't as good as they are. And so I'm helping keep those up by teaching them how to hold the right open house and working with the agent on that, providing an open house flyer. I listen to a lot of Tom Ferry. He's been on this call. He's got a great mega open house idea. I swipe and reload that and share that with my realtors. It's easy. He gives it to you for free. Just look on his site, look at that yourcoach.com or whatever, and you're good to go. Again, I create an open house flyer for them. I give them some charts. I even give them an online consultation flyer with a copy for a free appraisal, so that they have everything they need to refer me. Does that make sense? So I'm going to promote their listing. I co-market buyer seminars. I did one yesterday for 50 teachers with one of my agents. I do the presentation and have the presentation on that. What's great is I had the presentation, but I sent all of this to the realtor to print out all the marketing material, so I don't have to spend any money on it. Co-market mailers. We use a service called Rate Plug you can use. It's inexpensive. It's free for the realtors, but if you want to write that one down, it's not fantastic, but it has some good stuff in there, and it notifies you every time that an agent gets a listing, and then you're put on there as the financing guy automatically on their listing. So you can get calls from that as well. And we have about half of our agents use it, but they like it, and more importantly, we're notified. So we have a pulse on their business, and we can engage with them and help them if that's helpful. And then we also do this, and by the way, guys, and if I'm rambling here, I'm sorry, but I also would encourage you, and I'll get more to this later, to get involved with the community. I partner with a title agent, and we hold a mastermind group, and we have 20 of the top 250 agents in our marketplace, and there's 14,000 of them. So we have 20 of the top 250 in a mastermind group, and they share ideas, and they get excited, and they do things, but then we get to share ideas too. And one of the valuable things that came out of this from last week was the top listing agents are actually making on their listings, they're saying you have to get pre-approved through my preferred lender, and then they have their lender offer like a benefit, like a free appraisal, just like I do, if they use them. Why do you think they do this? They do this because they want to control the process, and they want to make sure that in a low inventory environment, when they're getting 5 offers, 10, 12 offers on a deal, that they are not going to have a buyer that accepts that can't bid over list because they don't have the extra down payment, or a buyer that's desperate and he's making 3 offers on 3 different homes, and they get stuck with that one and they look bad to their seller. So they want to control it. So we help them do that. And what was awesome about this, and you can use this in your market too, hey, in our community, Mortgage Coach, we found out that some of the top 1% of realtors in the marketplace are making sure their lender is getting pre-approved, is having to pre-approve the buyers. So as a buyer's agent, they don't love it, but as a listing agent, they're all about it. And you can go back, and I did it, and I just got 4 agents this week that weren't doing it to add me to their listings like this, because they're like, well, if the best in my market are doing it, then I want to do it. Okay, hope that helps. So Dave, what's the answer to that question?
The answer to the question,
the survey.
The CC one, right? Where the CC survey, are you CCing your realtors? It was 66% said yes, 34% said no. So the majority are doing it.
Hey, man, that's great. Okay, I didn't realize. I'm really excited to hear that. I just wanted to make sure I didn't skip over that. So that's great. So on the marketing suite, this is another thing we do. We help our agents market. Then we make sure that there's an online presence. Right now, realtors in your market and in mine are scrambling to figure out how to use social media, right? And they're not doing it well, and really no one's mastered it yet because it's always changing. But there are a few leaders. Dan has brought this up as well, and I've actually bought 20 of these books and have handed them out. But the Jab, 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 Right Hook by Gary Vaynerchuk, great book on social media on all the topics, so I encourage you to get that. But an online presence, which needs to have a social element in everything you do, we are very big on that. So we do weekly market updates, and we use the Rate Watch, right? I mean, you're getting this stuff from the industry leaders. You're getting it from Rate Watch here. They're giving it to us. Why should the consumer miss out on that? So I share some of that with the consumer and educate them as well, and it works out great. And so we do that, and we do client testimonials. So we do client and partner testimonials. Here's another one from Valerie, one of my, this is that client. And if you need a mortgage, whatever, blah, 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 call them. They're amazing, right? Love it. Social media, they're tagging, we're getting likes. Everyone loves it. They see that, and I'm more credible. But also when they tag the agent becomes more credible. And agents love to see that you're socially relevant because then they think maybe you can help them, right? All of this adds up. Fran Riggs is a professional that referred me. Need a great mortgage. Same thing. Pointed them to the video that we'll show you in a second. Realtors, same thing. Get them to share. Get them to like. Get them. And I have one. Oh, I didn't pull that up. I had one I was going to pull up for you that is I recommended a book to a realtor. He shared it. Hey, thanks so much for the recommendation. And again, he's a realtor. So anything you can do to engage like that. And you can use other people to promote your services and your videos and what you're doing instead of you talking about it. And then in addition to that, we do every week, and I guess we can't see it here. It's right behind this one. It's over here. We have this Rate Watch, but then behind that, there's another one that we do where I will at least once a week, because we do surveys, post a survey from a client and thank my team and thank the client and then do a call to action. It's so easy, guys. It's so simple. So have other people share your stuff. Use Mortgage Coach and do a weekly market update. If you take nothing else away from that, sharing this, doing the video, and make sure you're sending that to your agents. It sounds like a lot of you are doing that. Go social, and if you're going to do that, use weekly market updates. It's another great way to reach out and engage the community. Okay, so more on the online presence piece.
So by the way, I want to.
Sorry, go ahead.
Hey, I just, for anybody on the call who has not downloaded a Rate Watch, this is something that you all have access to as a member. Should be installed on your computer. If you haven't or you don't know how to do that, let us know. Reach out to us either in chat, just say, hey, need some help. But you can always email us at support@mortgagecoach.com. But that's a part of our offering that everybody on this call should have it downloaded on their computer so that you can leverage it the way that Andy is. So again, support@mortgagecoach.com if you don't know how to do that or you're having trouble. Go ahead, Andy.
Yeah, good call. Yeah, definitely, guys, Rate Watch is a no-brainer. I mean, what I love about Rate Watch, too, just since you brought that up again, is like we do a lot of online meetings. I don't know how you do your meetings. Great if you do them face-to-face, that's fine. Just make sure it's a presentation. I think you do quicker when it's online. Our clients are busy, so are yours, and so are you, and online meetings just seem to go a lot shorter. Plus, you can control the experience more. I get on a webcam, and so I wave at them so they can see my face, hey, how you doing? And then I'm off. It's down to business. But we have two screens just like all of you should, and we can bring in the edge when we want to, when we bring in the Rate Watch when we want to, and we bring in their cost analysis, and then we go over the checklist. But it's all presentation. It's all you're on stage, and so the online meeting helps you control that, helps your client be comfortable, and you can really engage with them in a very controlled, powerful way that just takes them through the process. Remember, if you want to sell somebody something, don't sell them anything. Get them to buy. This process and edge helps you do that. So yeah, and Rate Watch is a big piece of that. Because we talk about the bond market, and you're educating them, and they're like, whoa, this is great. I didn't know this, right? So that's very important. Okay. Anything other questions that I should answer or go into on that, Dave, or can I keep going?
Yeah, keep it rocking. I'll bring questions in as they come up. If you do have questions, feel free to raise your hand. This is a very interactive session. So if you have questions for Andy or you just want to, add some value, tell a story that, aligns with what he's sharing, raise your hand. I'll bring you in as I can. Continue to rock.
Great, thanks, man. And I do love feedback. I'm used to engaging in classroom settings, and so we talk back and forth. So I always, except when I'm on radio, and I have no problem just spitting out info there. But this, I would love your feedback and questions as we go through. So the online presence, continuing with video marketing. Guys, there are a lot of ways you can do video marketing. You can actually get a really decent camera, a Kodak ZI-8. There's actually a new version for $180. I have invested a lot of money on a professional camera, but I also have negotiated some deals that we don't have time to talk about in this conversation to have a videographer. But, if you not only go into realtor events, that's great, and you can connect that way, but the next step in your game, if you're ready for it, is to host events. I host about, 4 events a year that are just, either a client appreciation or a guest appreciation, and I have a big gratitude party. And the next one we're going to do is going to be at the biggest blogger in town. She's actually a national award-winning blogger, huge mansion, and we're going to have a big crawfish bowl and their stuff, A-tier clients and partners, and it's going to be amazing. So we do videos for all that. Another thing that we do that if you can do it, nobody else is doing this, I'll tell you that. Get a person on your team to do it, and they come there. But we have done, when I've gone to the realtor events that we go to, I ask them, I'll get on a committee. So you got to be on a committee, right? It's important to be involved with the realtor community, your local association of realtors or your local PAC or whatever. But asking them when they host events if you can do the video for them. And so we do that for agents and the people involved with it, and then we'll edit it for them with some music and send it out and post it on their fan page. Nobody else is doing that. So that is a branding play, and that's a resource play. It's not a direct realtor-to-realtor play, but it gives a lot of value in the community and gets you introduced to the right realtors because you get known for doing things that no one else is doing. So that's just, that one's for free. But that's something you should be doing. Here's something I'll show you right now.
Hey, by the way, Mr. Dan Kelly, did you have something you wanted to share or add to the call?
Andy,
who allows this guy?
Slow down, dude. I can't. This is
no,
dude. I know what you're doing is amazing, but is working. And I with Dan Rawich and the rest. I know you're open. Absolutely dare you with the ab science. So here in Seattle, it's working.
Thanks for jumping in, man. It can create lifelong networking relationships, and you can leverage tech you guys are doing. You have not only it's the loan officers that are just quoting rates, doing a fee worksheet, doing the same thing that a processor or an underwriter could do, that if you are an application taker, you know what, an underwriter can do efficiently, more effectively, and not only for the home buyer, but they can do it more efficiently, effectively for the company. So if you want to be a loan officer that doesn't, that picks up market share, leverage technology in intelligent ways. That's my position. Dan, I mean, you agree with that thinking, or do you want to, find it out a little bit?
Yeah, 100%. And here's the test. Go talk to your realtors and ask them how they enjoy working with the large banks, where they automate the process, or excuse me, where they outsource the processing and outsource the underwriting, and they can't get a hold of anybody for 2 or 3 days at a time. Ask them how that would impact their business. And some of the things that Andy's doing and that we're doing, where you're providing so much insight to your clients to help them make the smartest decision. This is the largest financial decision. The last thing you want to do is automate it. It's the same thing with airlines. I saw an article the other day, Brian Williams on NBC. They're starting to automate airlines because of some of the mistakes that are happening. So, keep adding value, keep doing what Andy's doing, some of the things I'm really striving to do with Mortgage Coach Edge, and, I dare you to try and take that job away from me.
Bring it on, brother. Thanks for raising your hand and jumping in, and if anybody else wants to either jump in with a question, an idea, just have a little bit of energy like Mr. Dan Keller did, raise your hand and let us know. Thanks, Dan.
You got it.
Thanks, Dan. So a couple things I just wanted to touch on that I think are so fantastic. Yes, I dare you to take my job. And, yeah, you're going to pick up so much market share. And just to brag on you real quick, Dave, because I've been with you for, 10 years. I mean, when it was a dirty spreadsheet, that was still better than anything else.
Hey, don't be talking about my spreadsheet like that.
Whoa. I was pre-analyzed. Even. So, but it was so good then. But you guys are innovative and always changing, too. So it's like attaching to your hitch while you're focused solely on how to be innovative here helps me because it leverages my time. So, if you're thinking out there, you got to think that, working with Dave and the Mortgage Coach team and Joe, it's like, guys, you're attaching to a wagon that their sole focus is to work how to make you where they can automate your job, where they make you more relevant and help you. It's like you gotta know that leveraging is so critical, and you've got a professional here that's a super expert at what he does and that's super passionate about the industry that's on your team. And you've got to take advantage of that or you are missing out. Another thing that Dan brought up that he talked about, ask your realtors, he asked your realtor something now I can't remember. But the point is, I was like, yeah, ask your realtors. Everything I'm doing here is because I've asked my realtors questions of what they want. So quick bit of encouragement. If you have not met with your realtors in a while in a relevant way, or maybe you're just kind of in a rut where you're doing the same thing, call them up, say, I want to meet you in the time it takes to have a cup of coffee. I want to show you a compelling vision that I have to help you grow your business. And all you're going to do in that meeting is ask them a couple of questions, man. That's all you're going to do is ask them questions. It should be a 20-minute meeting, 30 at the absolute most, and you should do several of these. And you're just going to ask them, what are they looking for in a lender? What's really important to them? What do they not like? How can you impress them, right? And then find out, if you can, ask them how many, which I do every time, is you got to qualify them too and find out how much business they're doing. But do that and then say you're going to go back and set up a time that you're going to show them some stuff that's important to them. But don't talk the whole time. I don't know why this continues to do this. It's hilarious. But I'm afraid I'll screw something if I actually click that button. But do that. Focus on that, and you will be, and they will be so moved by you actually just asking them questions instead of talking. Remember, the more they talk, the better you sound. Always remember that. Write that down. The more they talk, the better you sound. Just know that, and you'll be good. Okay. Hope that wraps that up.
Yeah, I just want to add. Well, first of all, I mean, beautiful quote, great way to remember it, and make sure that before you deliver a mortgage comparison with Edge, that you're not selling an idea, you're not pitching a mortgage strategy. You are asking great questions, simple questions. How old do you want to be when your home's paid off? Based off of the loan you're getting today, how old are you going to be? And then you deliver the loan comparison, based around the questions that they said. Even if you know the comparison that they want, make sure you ask those questions so that when you deliver it, it's relevant. Too many people, when I'm interviewing loan officers, they're selling an idea. They're selling a mortgage option. It's not about, you don't care whether they pick the loan with cost or without cost. All you want them to do is provide options for them to make a comparison. You don't care whether they take a 15-year loan or a 30-year loan. You just want to provide the context so they can make an informed decision. Anyways, great point. I just wanted to pile on to make sure that was really heard by everybody on the call.
Great, and we're in a little bit of the home stretch here, and I think that's very relevant. And so to kind of finish up on this slide is video marketing. And while I do this, one, I was pretty proud of this, 668 views, right? I was like, oh, man, that's good. That was my first annual gratitude party. And now, though, so I've done this other one here, and while that's playing, and you won't be able to hear sound on it, but you can still watch it. This is the video that Dave's talking about. We'll have this link on the fan page. This has gotten, through promoting and having everyone share it, 3,100 views. I'm extremely proud of that. The music on this is great. I got to thank Oak for partnering with me and believing in me and helping me do this as well. But this type of video is when you get here, man, I got to tell you, it's so powerful, and it's such a great way to introduce yourself. I have it in my emails now, or at the end of every email it says, P.S. watch this to find out more about us and see how we can help. And I have my realtors refer, when they refer me, they send this video out. For the last 2 weeks, everybody I talk to, at some point in the conversation, if I don't bring it up, they do. That says they've seen the video, and you'll see here in a second, and boy, my kid's really cute, right? And so that stuff is, I'm so excited because I've been working on this for so many years to make something like this, and I'm very excited about it. But you don't have to have this to be sharing video. Another thing that you can do, one, I do any kind of an intro or welcome video or overview video that you can have, get it. You should do that for yourself. But the other thing you should do is educational videos.
So couple notes.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, sorry to cut you off. I just wanted folks to make a few notes. First of all, I think this video, you raised the bar on the industry in terms of the quality, the camera quality, the editing quality. You can tell that you really took some time to storyboard this out. It became clear that you're a father, you're a community leader, you're the host of the Real Estate Radio Network in your local market. You're someone that I can trust, someone that I can respect, and that all comes through in just a couple minutes. So again, really valuable for you with home buyers, really valuable with realtors and partners. And it's one of the reasons why I wanted you to jump on this call to inspire the mortgage coach community to do a great job of showcasing yourself in a unique and powerful way. So anyways, continue, but I wanted to make sure those dots were connected on really what you accomplished here. It's you're a pioneer in this space for our industry, and I really appreciate it, Andy.
Yeah, you bet. Thank you, and thank you for connecting those dots. And if you watch that, you'll see some of those guys with long hair, and those are actually our CEO and CMO, and they're helping me. We're going to give it to a couple of the other loan originators here, too. We really want to do that. And you see this BeFree14.com. That is my initiative this year. It'll be BeFree15 next year. But we're actually building out a brand new site to show some of these educational videos and do it in a better format. But we are encouraging people to go there. It's just, and our goal is to help people be free. Be free, have their freedom point on their home when they want it, have their ability to, let me get out of here, be free, more, again, raising the bar, the quality of life, have more time, get more time free. That's what we want to do. And so we encourage them to go there. So we're making that initiative. But, yeah, man, I appreciate that, and I'm very proud of this video and all kinds of videos, guys. Load it to your YouTube. I mean, I have 130 videos. I know Mortgage Coach has more, but, I've got all this stuff. A lot of it's radio, but we segment it out and put it on video. Guys, you can do that. You can do client testimonial videos at closing. Call them beforehand. Oh, my God, do never surprise a client. I did this once. I surprised the client. I said, hey, I want to put you on video and get a testimonial. Never do that. That did not go well. It was very awkward. But if you go to your closings, and you don't have to go to all of them, I can't either, but I go to my absolute A tier ones, and with a realtor there, and I do client testimonials, and I put that on the page, and I put that on the Facebook, and tie the realtor and put it on their website, right? We're just doing that stuff. And, man, it goes a long way. They love it. No one's doing it. So client testimonials at closing is a huge win as well. And then educational videos, guys. They're like 2-minute videos. I have 5 or 10 now. Little 2 or 3 minute videos that are about from everything from, you can't see it here, buy versus rent, 15 versus 30. Dave, you'll be proud I use the Edge video and screenshots in a lot of those. So but we do that. and I have a little music on it, and I do it's just a low production quality, but it's something, and they're just educational videos so that people can find out what to do, or I can send it to a client or send it to a realtor if our client has a question. Make yourself some good content rich. Be a tool, right? Don't be a tool. Be a tool in their business and be a resource, and man, you'll be indispensable. Okay, I hope that makes sense. So the last thing I want to cover is in our time together. Whoops, because I know I got to wrap up here. Is the online presence. Again, it's more radio marketing. We have the business page. We take pictures of the events. We had a beautiful one at the Crow event. We had 100 realtors there. It was about 25 of the top. It was about 25 of the top 200 there. It was really exciting. A lot of great people. We had politicians at our event. Politicians on our show that are big in the realtor community. If you get a politician on that doesn't have anything to do with realtor community, that's great. But if you can become friends and get relationship with politicians that are big in the realtor community, whoa, you're going to go a long way. Leverage yourself, be the connector, and you'll be great. So we do all that, right? And for time's sake, I'll skip this. But the business page is important. I've only got 2,900 fans. It's not great, but we're working on that, and we're getting engagement. And you know, it goes up and down, but we're getting out there, and it's more than most realtors have. Also, community involvement, and this is it's great to be involved in the community. It's even more powerful if, again, we're talking about technology here. If you're making sure that that's known on Facebook and your social sites and your website and helping other people know how they can get involved. So one of the things I'm really proud of about the company I'm at now is for every loan we do, we create a micro loan in a third world country. In fact, Dave, I don't know if you know this, but next week I'm going to the Dominican Republic to see some of the people that we've helped in the community. If you don't know about microfinance, look it up. You'll find a ton of articles. It's doing a lot of good around the world. It helps people start businesses and really survive and help their families and communities thrive. And so we do that, and we go over there. We invite clients and realtors to go with us and really see the work that we're doing, help these people with business planning and marketing planning and all that. It's wonderful. I also do the boot campaign here. You guys see a lot of LOs, and Bill Hart's a big fan of that, and we love it too. And so we wear our boots and post pictures of it the first Friday of every month and encourage other people to do that. Volunteer North Dallas, so every Saturday I make meals for the homeless with another realtor that's a broker, and we invite people. We have like 80 people that come to the events now. We're making 2,000 sandwiches a week. It's the right thing to do. It's great. We post about it. We get the community involved. It's important. It's great that you do great things, and that's important. And for life, it doesn't matter who sees you, right? It matters that God sees you. In business, it matters that your business partner sees you, okay? So show them in a good way, and social media gives you an unprecedented ability to do that like never before. And you can find out so much about your realtors before you meet with them, about your clients, about anybody. It's amazing. So you got to use it. Don't be reactive, right? Be proactive. TRLP is a leadership program that I applied for where there's 20 agents in there. Everything's 20, it seems, and like 3 affiliates. And I'm one of the affiliates, the only mortgage guy. So I'm going deep with realtors sponsored by your local association. So guys, find out about these programs. This is also online. We're on social. We're talking about it. Realtors are talking to me. I'm talking to them. Everyone sees it. It's great. Everyone goes, wow, this guy knows everybody. Okay, that's good. Same with the North Texas YPN. It's the realtors under 40. They're the up-and-comers. I'm a part of that group. I'm a leader in that group. That's the one I do the videos for. Getting involved, Mastermind. That's the one where it's the top 23, 24 agents we have in there that are out of the top 250 in the city. We're sharing ideas and then teach classes, whether that's how to do an open house, whether that's how you can do FSBO marketing for them and help them leverage their time, whether that's just for new agents. Let me tell you, brokers love this. Oh my gosh, team leads love this. This is so easy. Teach about mortgage. Nobody cares. Everybody cares. I'll tell you why. Because the new agents that are on these teams, or these buyers agents for these listing teams, or for the brokers, you can go in there and say, look, it's important with all the changes that are going on. I know that your buyer's agents get into challenges, right, where they don't understand certain things about mortgage. Yeah, man, they get in there. They're always asking me questions I don't know. Hey, would you mind if I teach a class, 20-minute, 30-minute class, and then open it up for Q&A on some mortgage basics so they can have just a minimal conversation with their buyers and don't feel so stupid, and they can engage, and then they can refer that out to your preferred lender. And, of course, I hope that's me. I mean, I get in there, I do these classes, and the agents absolutely eat it up. We're asking them, what's most important, what do you hear, and what's your biggest challenge spots? Okay, great. And then I just take them down and knock it down. And literally, they end up going an hour, a little bit more, because they're just so engaged and excited that someone's helping them. Oh, man, I'm telling you, get out there, teach. Be a pillar in your community. You're using Mortgage Coach. You can use this. It creates such credibility when you're pushing this kind of information out that no one else is on social media and your website and everywhere else that no one is going to be able to touch you. It's blue ocean strategies, right? You're changing the game. They're not talking about rate because they feel bad asking about it. How amazing is that, right? How would it feel that every time you talk to your client, you know they're going to feel bad even asking you about the rate? That's what can happen. So, last thing. Dave, do you want to cut me off before I go to this last piece? Ask any more questions?
Keep it rocking, brother. You're doing a great job.
Thank you, man. I need that encouragement. I'm very fragile. So the the last bit here is Dave talked about the why, and that's critical. And I'm going to show you this. I have a big. Go ahead. What?
Oh, I wanted to make sure your slide came up. Your slide wasn't there yet.
Yeah, it is.
Continue.
So that's my why. She thinks it's a bad picture, but I think it's a great picture, and that's my beautiful baby, and that is my family's my biggest why. And I actually shared this at the last event I did with that 100 agents. It was a big reveal event, and it went over wonderfully. I got a ton of appointments with top realtors after that meeting or that event. But I showed this picture, and this is very important to me, and I showed them this too because, guys, I'll tell you the same thing I tell all my realtors. I like them, but I like my family a lot more. I mean 100 times more. And if you don't love your family, I get it. Maybe you do something else, but it's social time. But I love them. They're my biggest why. But my second biggest why is this guy in the middle. That was my best friend. He got murdered last year in November. It was a whole bandit. It was a major thing in New York City. And I went back because I was so ripped up I had to go and find out what happened. So I got into the apartment, and that's the bullet hole that killed my friend. And then so I share that with you to impress upon you the importance of having a big why and having something that drives you, not only in Mortgage Coach and Edge individually, but bigger. And I am reminded that I cannot waste my life, and I don't want to waste my life or my time. So whatever that is for you, grab onto that, put it on your billboard, put it on wherever it is that you remind, if you do affirmations, whatever it is, but be reminded, because when it gets tough, you have got to go and dig deep and remember why you're doing this, because it does get tough. And you got to know, just like I had to know this, and this is a great reminder for me. And so I keep these pictures up. I know what mine is. Know what yours is. Take Dave's advice seriously, and you will crush it in 2014. Last thing, action steps. This week, find your why, guys. If you're not using Edge on every deal, which I guess 50% of you have used it, I don't know how many of you are using it regularly, but use it on every single deal, no matter the case, no matter repeat, referral client, it's an easy deal, every single one, 100%. And CC the realtor if it's a purchase every single time, no exceptions, every single time. And then, of course, send in the mobile app. Do a weekly market update. Start it this week. If you want to do text and just post the thing, do it. If you want to do a short video, do it. Make it easy, make it simple, make it happen. The fourth one is invite 5 agents to get together. I mean, you need to think about something fun that you can invite 5 agents to. Maybe it's poker night with some of the agents. Maybe it's agents you do some business with and ones that you want to but you kind of like in social settings. Invite them to do poker, go bowling, do Topgolf, whatever it is. Do that this week. Get them together this week. The other thing is schedule a time to teach a class with your agent team or office. If you don't have any agents, you don't have any of this stuff, start calling on brokers. Start calling us teams that you're social with. If you're not social at all, then I don't know what you're doing. You need to get out of the business. But if you're doing some things right, go with them, teach them at their office. And then you need to schedule 5 one-on-ones this week for next week, what I talked about, where you're just going to ask them questions. Simple cup of coffee, do it, line them up, get at least 5. That's a no-brainer. And then next week, you need to get your target list out of your top 50 agents, your list of 50, and you need to start calling them. Some of those you can do on your status update calls that you're doing right during your week on your deals that you're working with, the listing agent and the buying agent. You should be calling them weekly to give them status updates, right? But then 50 agents total you should call every week. I have a clicker. I got this from you, Dave, one of your guests, but you can hear it. I have a clicker, and I click every time I call a realtor so I know when I've made my 50 calls. And then schedule 5 one-on-ones next week, and then I think you'll be off to the races. And that's it, Dave. That's all I got.
I think Dave is muted right now. Looks like he's trying to find that.
Looks like he is.
1 second here.
We need to get him like a speed mute button, like one of those. He needs like a special speed mute. You know what I mean?
Yep. Dave, I can't unmute you. You're going to have to unmute yourself.
Or yell really loud. Maybe it'll cut through the barrier of the mute. going to run. I just imagine Dave right now running around his office, going to another office.
Andy, I'm going to make you the presenter again, so we're not looking at Dave's screen here.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
there he is.
Here we
Can you guys hear
go.
me?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Wow. Go to
Such a
me and threw me a little curveball. Threw me a little curveball. Anyways. So, hey, Andy, you did a great job, as always, brother. I love your action items. Love all the energy that you bring to a call. Your personal why was amazing. Your mortgage coach why is awesome. If anybody wants to know more about, being a real estate radio host, email me, Dave at Mortgage Coach. You're just an amazing leader in our industry. I would love to know more of the folks on this call. What is your mortgage coach why? So go into the GoToMeeting panel, and where there's an opportunity to put in questions, and just type in your answer. It's anonymous to the group. I'm going to know what you answered, but I want to know, why are you on this call? Why are you a Mortgage Coach member? And why are you delivering an edge report to home buyers? I get lots of different reasons, but I want to know what's your why on this call. And I hope you'll take Andy up and really get clear on that, because that will give you more energy and more passion and help you create a habit around this. We also want to know what the most common comparisons that you're doing. I did a survey at the beginning of the call. Are you doing a lot of FHA versus conventional? Are you doing a lot of PMI versus no PMI? Sounds like one takeaway a lot of people got was when we asked them, are you doing cash versus a mortgage? That came in last place. But Andy, I thought you did a really good job of making a compelling reason why you should be bringing that leadership to your realtors, letting them know that, hey, when you have a home buyer that's thinking about paying cash, let's do a mortgage coach analysis on them. And in that particular case, you gave value to the home buyer, and you helped the realtor sell another property. Everybody won. The home buyer won. You won. The realtor won. So let us know what you're doing in this area. We want to know what kind of loan comparisons you're doing. So when all of you think about how valuable your advice is and how valuable what you're presenting to clients is, if this is all you're doing is providing a pre-GFE, that is something that an underwriter could do, a processor could do. We don't need a loan officer to take a 1003 and deliver a good faith. And again, it doesn't require a loan officer to present a fee worksheet. Yes, you need to get licensed, but that is something other people could do. So when you think about your role as a leader, shouting out interest rates is not the way to do it. Home buyers want a mortgage coach experience. Everybody wants to be able to get advice on their mobile phones, iPhones, iPads, Android devices. So make sure that you're taking Andy's leadership. Make sure that you're downloading the Mortgage Coach app. You're learning how to present advice this way. And make sure that you're looping in the realtor. Make sure every time you send a home buyer quote out, get their permission. Make sure you let them know this is a service. I'm going to keep your realtor updated. Position it as a service to the realtor that, hey, every time you provide me a home buyer, I'm going to present them some simple mortgage options. I'm going to put you in the loop so we don't have to play phone tag for you to find out what was presented. And make them a hero. Make the realtor a hero in that position. They love it. They love it when they can just click on that link from wherever they're at and they know exactly what their home buyer has. You all have edge. You all have the ability to do this. It's just making it a habit. So I think these simple steps you gave, getting clear on the why and taking action is a great step, Andy. So appreciate your leadership on that. Hope everybody on this call is using Mortgage Coach more next time we do this poll. I hope it's more than 50%, and we're here to help you guys. So you already let us know that many of you said yes. Some of you said no. Let's improve that. We will focus a little bit of this on our Thursday call. So if you don't know how to do anything that we talked about on today's call, show up to Thursday at 9 o'clock, and we will help you. And if you haven't even created 5 total cost analysis yet, come to our Friday class. Even if you've been with us for a while, if you haven't created more than 5 reports, you need the basic training. So Andy, you get the final thoughts and words. Anything that you want to add to the call before we wrap it up?
Well, just that, yeah, take action, guys. Like Og Mandino says, I will act now, I will act now, I will act now. And the second thing is, and you see the radio picture there, man, I would say if you're ready for it, and it's not for all of you, but a few of you, get with Dave on the Real Estate Radio Network. It's changed my career. It's a platform that if you're networking right now, your credibility goes through the stratosphere, and you bring your agents along with you, and you'll lock them down. They'll never go anywhere else.
Right on. Hey, fantastic call. Thanks for taking the time to prepare. Thank you for taking the time to deliver a lot of great inspiration, a lot of insight, and a lot of fantastic ideas. Take care, Mr. Andy Tuttle.
Thank you, Dave. You too.
All right. See a lot of you on Thursday and see everybody back next Tuesday. Take care, everybody.
Cheers.